nosy little, you're a loud booger.
Live your life within the moment, and don't go wait until the morning. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away. Then we'll dance the night away.
Well, I picked up my Lolapalooza Cups today that I had delivered. This is a sample. I wanted to see how they were going to look. I love them. I'm happy with them. And I hope you will be too. So I stopped by the Eagles, my Eagles, and the horses, and wanted to stop there one last time before I leave Fort Myers. And you know, because I'm at a new camp now, and I just went down to finish up some business and say goodbye to my brother, not far from where I'm at now. So I stopped over there to see E21, E22, and the Father of the Year, M15. I did get to see him flying back and forth to the nest, but I did also reference this Eagle Cam, because as I was walking back to my car, I missed some footage, and then I thought I was recording and I wasn't. So the two eagles, baby eagles, flew away, and then all of a sudden they hear Dad coming in with food, and they turn around and go back, and that was kind of cool. So I got to see all three of them before I left the area. I'll be watching you. Somebody's watching you. Yeah, me. Hey everybody, well, I'm working on the van. I am going to be I stopped to make a phone call, but anyway, I'm going to be putting my solar panel up on top of the van, the 100 watt energy panel, but I went ahead and plugged it in because I didn't check to make sure it was working. It is working. So I'm going to get up on the van roof, and I'm going to at least put one of those panels up. Maybe I might put both up. But I did want to mention something for some of you y'all out there that's new to doing solar, any kind of solar hookup. You know, when I had ordered some additional, ordered some additional plugs, you know, and extensions that have the MC4 connectors at one end, and then the other end that just has that SAE connector, which is what really I have hooked into my charge controller, is I received two little extenders inside there for reverse polarity. So I had that happen with my camper, where I have the solar plug on the outside for trickle charging my battery on my camper, where I just plug in this plug there, but I had to buy a special one way back when I got this, because you have to get one that has the reverse polarity on it so that it'll work with your panels, or with your panels that you have. So being that I have the SAE connector at one end and then the MC4s at the other, I had to add the reverse polarity connectors that they gave me right along with it. So if you're wondering why when you hook it up and you go look at your charge controller, you don't see nothing charging, it's because you need to go and put that reverse polarity little hook on there. And I'll show you here what it is. Here it is. See? It's right here in the middle. So I've hooked it to, I've got the extension here. So I've got my MC4s hooked up, and then I've got the reverse polarity in the middle, and then it's hooked to my SAE, which goes into my charge controller. Yeah, just want to say that. Otherwise you're going to say, why isn't this working? Well, it's not working because you have to put the reverse polarity attachment on there. That's what it is. Just a nice little tidbit. So I'm going to get up there and I'm going to wipe down my roof of the van with some alcohol before I put any adhesive on there, so that it's nice and clean. And then we're going to put that panel up there, and I think I'm just going to Eternabond it with that Eternabond tape. And if I need to take, I could still, even though Eternabond is really like permanent, I will be able to take it off. I'll just cut around it with a razor blade if it ever comes time that I need to take that panel down. But I think I'm going to have this van for a while. You know, it's a 2021 and it's only 2 years old, and I love it, and I did all this work. I'm not going to get rid of it. To the best of my knowledge, I'm not going to get rid of it. So yeah, it won't be that difficult to take the solar down if I have to. So let's get going on this. Okay, going up the ladder. I have my wires attached and everything works. Just want to make sure the panels are working and they're connected and everything's going good. Okay, I laid them where I want them. Look at that. Don't they look pretty? Yeah, they do. Now one side's a little bit more over than the other side. So I'm going to have to move it over a little bit. Because I want it. I'm going to Eternabond tape it. Now, yes, my Eternabond is tan and not white. Oh well. What are you going to do? Get me the fashion police. I will paint over it or go get white and tape it with white over it. So it matches. And I'm really picky about that shit, but didn't work out that way. Okay, so I am going to move this one over just a tad because that one's a little bit in that well. So I'm going to move it over a little bit into here. And right now the cords go in and I'm able to close the door with it. I did not pull these little tabs off. If I get the right connectors here, I would be able to pull these tabs off, I think, and put my wiring in there, but I want to make sure I get the right stuff so that water doesn't go in these. I did buy some plastic mounting things, but I don't like them with these. There's too much air going to go up underneath here when I'm driving, and I don't want that to happen. Yeah. So I'm gonna go from here and I'll be back. Yeah, so I will, you know what, I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna get some white tape, only because, I mean, I know nobody could see it. I know it's on my roof, nobody could see it, but I know it's beige. It's not a big deal, but maybe I will make it white. We'll see. So far I got the sides up. I just got to get that middle piece and secure the ends, but I do have some VHB tape, and I may stick that in the center in here and see if it holds. Even though I know this is going to hold, but I want to see if the VHB tape will hold, because I bought two different kinds, and to me neither one of them has held up in the heat. But I did put it on this other thing that I got on top of my camper roof that I used to be for a magnet. I have a magnet antenna that I stick on top of this little piece of metal, and the VHB tape I used there held. So it held that thing up, and I've been driving with it. So I'm gonna go see if I can, I think I still have some of that VHB tape up there that I have left there. So I'm gonna try that. We'll see. Gonna go do that now. Well, they're on. They're all done. They're on. They're working. Boy, I'm getting a great charge having them mounted. And this is only 200 watts. Normally, I have 300 watts batteries inside the rig, but I can also hook up my portable 100 watt panel. So, or my 200 watt panel, another 200 watt panel by Dokio. which will give me 400 watts of charging. I don't want to have more than 40 amps going into my charge controller. And so no more than 500 watts going into the batteries, which will keep me to the 40 amps. So I'm happy, and we'll see how they go. Hopefully they stick. I did use some VHB tape that I had. I did try that, but I still put the Turnabon on the sides. I know it's beige, but that's because my camper's beige, and I had it from my camper. But yeah, they're a bit tan. It's got to be cleaned again. It looks kind of dull. Looks like my wax job came off. It needs to be cleaned. But anyway, maybe I'll paint that white. You never know. I might decide to paint it white, like the rest of it. Yep. Ladies, gentlemen, I could do it, you could do it. If I can do it, you could do it. That's going to be so nice. I won't have to be pulling those panels out all the time. I mean, I still will put the panels out, but while I'm driving, my batteries, I won't have to keep worrying about turning my refrigerator on and off that's in there. My refrigerator can be hooked up to the battery all the time and constantly be, running. I'm going to unplug it now, because right now I got it plugged into the power. I got this electrical cord in plugged into my camper and plugged into the refrigerator inside the camper. So now it's time to get off this ladder before I fall. It's time for this old lady to get off of the ladder and off of the top of my van and go make some dinner. Dinner time. What are you doing today? Have a great day and stay tuned for our next video.